You are with the big story here. I'm Seher Zaman. Let's make a start with the latest figures here that have come in. Total coronavirus cases in India has now crossed the 23,000 mark as well. Today we're looking at 23,077 total cases reported, and with that, the death toll has further gone up to 718 as well. The state of maximum concern that continues to remain Maharashtra. Maharashtra has witnessed the single highest day jump of 778 new cases, out of which 500 odd cases reported from Mumbai itself. The state of Maharashtra in itself has crossed the 6,000 mark in all in the total number of positive cases. As many as 1,684 new cases in the past 24 hours. This is the national figure, and 37 fatalities reported in the past 24 hours. These are the figures that have been coming in as far as today's update is concerned. But we're also, of course, looking at various other aspects of this lockdown in the state of Tamil Nadu. Lockdown violations, this is day 31 of the lockdown, but lockdown violations that continue to be reported across Tamil Nadu. This is coming in from Madurai, and once again indicative of absolute mismanagement by the authorities that led to this chaos. A large crowd that gathered outside the collector's office seeking passes for their vehicles to move around. The people who gathered at the office, and this video went viral. It is shocking because there's a large number of people who gathered. ID cards that were not to be considered. Vehicles will be seized from Saturday. It showed a traffic cop stopping commuters, telling them that even ID cards will not be considered for this. This has led to massive confusion, and these crowds that had gathered in. Our correspondent Pramod is getting us further inputs. Let's first listen in to images that have come in of this incident. Our correspondent Pramod is getting us those inputs here. Pramod, this is once again indicative here of mismanagement by the authorities. There could have easily been more clarity on who was allowed to gather in, no social distancing norms. This has once again led to utter chaos.
It absolutely is, and you cannot have such kind of mistakes done during the lockdown period. And this is being done unfortunately. You have to blame the administration itself, because what has occurred is that since yesterday, two things have gone viral in Madurai district. One, a wireless message, alleged wireless message by senior official to others on police walkie-talkie, and the second one is this police traffic cop who's actually stopping the people and telling them that post Saturday you have to carry an essential pass that you should have to collect from the collectorate, which will have a QR code. So even essential staffs have to carry this pass. Until now, you just have to show your identity card and you were left. And when this traffic constable made them stop there, make him listen to him, and also after which they were let go, people immediately started panicking, claiming that they had to go to their work, be it bank staffs or any other staffs, and they do not want their vehicles to be seized or heavy fine to be imposed upon them. And that's the reason close to 500 people gathered today in front of collector's office seeking passes, and that's when the administration realized what kind of goof up it had turned into, and immediately the collector had given an explanation stating that there is no need for such passes anymore, but he also has requested the public to not venture very far away from their places to get essential items.
Pramod, thank you for getting us those inputs here. Hopefully this is going to be smoothened out now in this mess that has been made by the authorities in Madurai. Well, we've continuously been reporting about stranded migrant laborers and migrant workers, but there's another set of people who've remained stranded all along. In the past 31 days of the lockdown is what we've seen, and these have been young students who've been studying in the Rajasthan's university town of Kota, students from across the state who have remained stranded in Kota. Thousands of students there have remained stranded. This is India's coaching hub, as we know, the city of Rajasthan. These are students from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, having sent hundreds of buses, managed to bring back some of their students, close to 10,000 students, but there's still many stranded. Specifically, as far as Delhi students are concerned, they've reached out to the Delhi government as well to help them. Not just Delhi, there are students from Bihar, Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand as well, who are still stuck in Kota. They have in fact started a social media campaign. They're using the hashtag #SendUsBack. and they're desperately reaching out, calling out for help. Our correspondent Alok getting us further inputs here. Alok, we've seen the issue of stranded migrant laborers and workers, of course, being addressed on several fronts with respective state governments here. But in 31 days, not much that has been done for students, our young students stranded in Kota.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, students are also reaching out to the government with the help of the social media tweets, and they are also running a campaign which says that send us back home. Despite that, many state governments are still not considering the plight of these students. In fact, we talk about Bihar, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. These students are still there. Not only that, national capitals students are also there. In fact, national capital is not far from Kota, Rajasthan. Despite that, Delhi government has not yet reacted on this. In fact, if the students are coming back, if the state governments are bringing back their students, they have to follow certain rules. That is, in fact, decided by the central government. They have to tell the central government first that because there is an interstate movement will happen, so they have to follow the social distancing as well. Uttar Pradesh government was the first that and in fact they sent the buses, around 250 buses were sent to bring back 7,500 students, and now these students are in fact quarantined as well. So if Delhi comes out with this, Delhi government will also have to send the bus, but they have to first inform the central government, then they can bring the students back. We hope that if the Delhi government is seeing this story, that they will definitely act upon it.
Absolutely. Well pointed out there, Alok. This is, of course, not just for respective state governments here. This is something that will have to be facilitated, addressed, acknowledged first by the central government. Specifically talking about cases here that are coming in from different states. These are images that we're playing out on your screens. This is regarding students, Delhi students who are still stuck in Kota. They have reached out to the Delhi government. We also have a figure to this. We're looking at roughly around 2,000 students from Delhi who are still stranded there in Kota. They have appealed to the Delhi government to make these transportation appeals and a final word, of course, for that eventually that will need to then come in from the central government as well.
रुको बे
केजरीवाल वापस बुलाओ, केजरीवाल वापस बुलाओ, send us back home, send us back home।
बच्चों को अब आने वाले दिनों में खाने पीने का समस्या से भी जूझ रहे हैं बच्चे, और मानसिक तौर पे बच्चे ज़्यादा परेशान हो रहे हैं। और हम भी चाहते हैं कि दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री, हमारे लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री, बच्चों को दिल्ली बुलाने के लिए कोई प्रयास करें और कोशिश करके सारे बच्चों को बुलाकर उनके गार्जियन को हैंड ओवर कर दिया जाता, ज़्यादा बढ़िया होता।
Not just students from Delhi, as we've been naming other states as well. Remember, Uttar Pradesh, certain students from Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, these state governments have managed to bring back some of their students. But students from other states such as West Bengal, Bihar, Jharkhand, they're reaching out to their state governments as well, appealing to them to do something about them being stranded there for the past 1 month.
পশ্চিমবঙ্গের ছাত্রছাত্রীরা কোটাতে নিজের স্বপ্ন পূরণ করতে মেডিকেল ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং এর কোচিং করতে এসেছি, কিন্তু এই সময়ে ভয়ানক করোনা ভাইরাসের জন্য এই স্বপ্ন এখন আমাদের থেমে যাওয়ার পথে। যদি আমরা এখানে এই অবস্থায় থাকি তাহলে আমরা প্রত্যেকে এরকম ভাইরাসের জন্য দিন দিন মানসিক ও শারীরিকভাবে দুর্বল হয়ে পড়বো। বেশিরভাগ ছাত্রছাত্রী কেউ বা না খেয়ে দিন কাটাচ্ছে, কেউ কেউ আর্থিক দিক থেকে খুবই অসুবিধায় আছে। আমরা কেউ এই অবস্থায় পড়াশোনার উপর কোনো রকম মনোযোগ দিতে পারছি না। এই সময় আমাদের সকলে নিজেদের বাড়িতে থাকা খুব দরকার। আর আমরা এখানে নিজেদের সুরক্ষা, নিজেদের সুস্থ বলে মনে করছি না। এখানে বেশিরভাগ মেস এবং হোস্টেলে খাওয়া দাওয়া বন্ধ হয়ে গেছে। দিন দিন কোটাতে করোনার পেশেন্টও খুব বেড়ে চলেছে।
There's, of course, a procedure that needs to be followed, and one of the first few states to have done this in rescuing, reaching out to their students who were stuck in Kota has been the Uttar Pradesh government, which had deployed about 250 buses here, which had about 7,000 students stuck from the state of UP. Madhya Pradesh has also been one of the first few here in deploying 150 buses for sending bringing back 2,000 of their students. Following social distancing norms, at least 25 to 30 students there were made to sit in one bus. So the bus was not filled up to its absolute capacity, social distancing norms that need to be followed here. And also, after having reached their respective districts, once they arrived in their home state, the students then were asked to be in quarantine. With that, we're slipping into a very tiny breather. Please stay on with us. Back in just a bit. Thanks for staying on. There's an important message that is coming from Prime Minister Modi today. Well, he was directly interacting with leaders of village panchayats across the country via video conferencing. He was doing this to reach out to them directly, speak with them, and also to mark an important occasion. Today is Panchayati Raj Day. While speaking with them, he said that this pandemic across the lockdowns that we've seen across countries has helped countries realize on how important it is to be self-reliant and self-sufficient. Prime Minister Modi saying that one of the biggest lessons that have been learned so far in this lockdown for India is self-reliance.
हमें दिया है, हमें सिखाया है और एक प्रकार से उस रास्ते पर चलने के लिए हमारा दिशा निर्देश किया है। और वो रास्ता क्या है, वो दिशा क्या है? इस कोरोना संकट से हमने अनुभव में पाया है कि अब हमें आत्मनिर्भर बनना ही पड़ेगा। बिना आत्मनिर्भर बने ऐसे संकटों को झेल पाना भी मुश्किल हो जाएगा। गांव अपने स्तर पर अपनी मूलभूत आवश्यकताओं के लिए आत्मनिर्भर बने, जिला अपने स्तर पर, राज्य अपने स्तर पर, और इसी तरह हमारा ये पूरा हिंदुस्तान कैसे आत्मनिर्भर बने, अपनी आवश्यकताओं की पूर्ति के लिए हमें कभी भी बाहर का मुंह नहीं देखना पड़े, ये तय करने का ये सबक हमें सीखा है।
Prime Minister Modi also complimenting them for maintaining social distancing, which was best understood by the villagers as the Do Gaj Duri mantra. Prime Minister Modi commending them for having understood and respected that in the wake of this lockdown, saying that efforts by rural India have been commended. Contribution is key to India fighting against the virus and also keeping the numbers in control as far as rural areas of the country is concerned.
मैं हिंदुस्तान के हर गांव को, हर गांव वासियों को प्रणाम करता हूं। आप सभी ने दुनिया को बहुत सरल शब्दों में मंत्र दिया है और मैं मानता हूं हमारे देश के हर कोने में आपका दिया हुआ ये मंत्र बहुत काम आएगा। आपने बड़े सिंपल शब्दों में ने कह दिया, न सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग का शब्द प्रयोग किया, न लॉकडाउन का शब्द का प्रयोग किया, बड़े बड़े शब्दों का प्रयोग नहीं किया। आपने सिंपल सा मैसेज दे दिया, 2 गज दूरी का, 2 गज दूरी का, या कहें 2 गज देह की दूरी का। इस मंत्र के पालन पर गांवों ने बहुत अद्भुत काम किया है। 2 गज दूरी यानी सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग बनाकर रखने से आप कोरोना वायरस को भी खुद से दूर रख रहे हैं, किसी संभावित संक्रमण से खुद को बचा रहे हैं। और ये आपके ही प्रयास है कि आज दुनिया में चर्चा हो रही है कि कोरोना को भारत ने किस तरह जवाब दिया है।
Breaking inputs coming in as far as the situation in certain cities in Tamil Nadu is concerned. The government has announced a complete shutdown. This is in Chennai, Coimbatore, in Madurai. This shutdown for 4 days, 26th of April up to the 29th. Shutdown in other cities such as Salem and Tirupur is also to be shut from the 26th up to the 28th of April. So what this shutdown means is that movement related to health services will be allowed. Apart from that, Secretariat, Health Department, water supply, ATMs and Amma canteens for food will also be allowed to function. But why this particular shutdown for these cities? Our correspondent Pramod explaining that to us here. Pramod, help us understand, is this with respect to the numbers that we have seen in these cities? And this is what Tamil Nadu decides.
Well, it definitely looks like the numbers that has been prevailing in the cities. For instance, Chennai currently has 400 COVID positive patients. This is the data that has been provided until 23rd of April. The number of patients in Chennai is 400. In Coimbatore is 134. In Tirupur is 110. In Madurai, it comes up to 52. And also Salem, which is at 29. And is this after the state government claims that they had discussion with the health committee and the medical doctors committee. They have gone ahead and they have decided to impose this instruction, the complete shutdown, which for Chennai, Coimbatore, and Madurai will start and from 26 6 a.m. and will end at 29th 9 p.m. Whereas for Salem and Tirupur, it will start by 26 6 a.m. and will end by 28 9 p.m. Other than this, no other specific reason has been given. But because of this current decision to impose complete shutdown, it looks like that various other speculations are also coming up. But so far, this is the only reason that has been given for this complete shutdown in these 5 districts in Tamil Nadu.
All right, that's the specific information here coming in for these 5 areas there in the state. Pramod, thank you for getting us those details. Earlier today, the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal had addressed the press conference at noon today and also brought in some good news. This is with respect to plasma therapy. He said that out of 4 coronavirus patients here who were treated with plasma therapy, 2 of them have recovered and shown positive results. But he's also cautioned here that this is still in the very initial trial phase. They will continue to go ahead in testing more people in using the plasma therapy treatment here for COVID-19 patients to look at their results as well. But he said that because this is a trial and tests that would be conducted for this in the coming 2-3 days, he is wanting to encourage youngsters who have recovered from COVID-19 to step ahead and donate plasma for helping others treatment as well. Take a listen in.
जैसे मैंने कहा, अभी तक हमारे को लिमिटेड ट्रायल्स के परमिशन केंद्र सरकार से मिली थी। केंद्र सरकार ने हमें ये परमिशन दी थी कि आप केवल LNJP के सीरियस पेशेंट्स के ऊपर प्लाज्मा थेरेपी ट्राई करिए और हमें नतीजे बताइए, फिर हम आपको बाकी दिल्ली की परमिशन देंगे। तो अगले 2-3 दिन और हम ट्रायल्स करेंगे और उसके बाद नेक्स्ट वीक हम लोग केंद्र सरकार को पूरे दिल्ली के सीरियस कोरोना के पेशेंट्स को प्लाज्मा थेरेपी देने के लिए अप्लाई करेंगे कि पूरे दिल्ली के सीरियस पेशेंट्स को प्लाज्मा थेरेपी देने की हमें इजाज़त दी जाए। मुझे उम्मीद है कि वो भी इजाज़त हमें जल्दी मिल जाएगी। तो उसके बाद दिल्ली के किसी भी अस्पताल के अंदर कोई भी कोरोना का अगर सीरियस पेशेंट है उसको हम ट्राई कर पाएंगे, उसको हम प्लाज्मा थेरेपी दे पाएंगे।
Let's get you latest details once again on the crisis of migrant workers, and this is coming in from the valley in Srinagar. Over 50,000 migrant workers who are stranded in the valley have now run out of food and ration packets that were provided to them. They have now stepped out. They have stepped out of their shelters. They've been housed in, and now they're looking for more food. Remember, it has been 31 days of the lockdown. Their supplies would need to be replenished. Our correspondent Mir Farid with these inputs.
There are close to 50,000 laborers who are stuck in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir, and most of them, the government says that they have a plan in place and they are supplying them ration at least, and they have been told to stay wherever they are. But today as their ration has dried up. And in Srinagar, I'm in the main Lal Chowk area, and as you could be seeing around me, they have been forced to come out because their ration is exhausted, and these people now have no other option but to come out and search for food. And this really is the issue. While they say that initially there was some help that came their way in the form of food packets, but obviously their number is huge. At one place I spoke to one of these migrant laborers. They say there are 40 to 45 of them. आप कहाँ से?
बांका डिस्ट्रिक्ट बिहार से सर।
बिहार से?
जी।
कितने टाइम से हैं यहाँ पे?
5 महीना सर।
5 महीने से। तो राशन पहले मिला था? अभी
एक बार मिला सर 2.5 kg।
2.5 kg, उसके बाद नहीं मिला?
नहीं मिला है सर।
तो कितने लोग हैं आपके डेरा पे?
मेरे उधर 40-45 है सर।
पैसे तो है नहीं अब।
अच्छा।
अब कैसे जाएंगे घर, ये भी चिंता है।
पता नहीं।
राशन का भी पैसे नहीं है। अच्छा। इसलिए बाहर आए हैं, कुछ राशन मिलेगा तो लेके चला जाएंगे।
पैसा जो आपने कमाया था
सब खत्म
हो गया।
जो था
ऐसे ही कितने जो डेरा जहाँ आप हैं वहाँ मकान मालिक पैसा तो नहीं मांगता?
नहीं, पैसा नहीं मांगता।
अच्छा, अभी नहीं मांगता?
नहीं, अब नहीं मांगता।
तो लोकल लोग भी कुछ हेल्प कर रहे हैं?
लोकल लोग तो कहाँ, अभी हेल्प कुछ नहीं हुआ है अभी तक।
They are hoping that the police admin will come forward and help them, and this really is an example for the authorities to really ensure some system in this relief distribution, because they are doing their bit. There are relief centers, there are centers where these ration kits are being made, but the issue is that they are given ration and then forgotten. So there has to be a system, and these people obviously they are stuck here for some more time, and as the lockdown will continue, needless to say, people like these, they will need help and their number will grow. So should the helping hands, and that really is something that the government will have to look into, because that they're the biggest stakeholders in this. There are NGOs, there are locals who are also helping, but the biggest contribution has to come from the government. And as of now, there should be an audit to see who all need help right now as far as these migrant laborers are concerned, and a systematic, maybe a weekly or fortnightly help should be provided to them, at least in the form of ration, so that they can sustain.
Yes, important for the authorities to look into that. Those workers who've now been, who've run out of their ration. On that note, it is a wrap on the show.